Hello and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, which we're still doing. Daigakuten Saiban 2. So we're going to pick up where we last left off, namely at the start of the second part of the trial. The unexpected halt of proceedings sent a clamor around the courtroom. But outside the Bailey, where Londoners knew nothing of the secret trial within, it was a typical still night. Then, at a little past 8 o'clock that evening, Mr. Sholmes and his partner returned to Baker Street. November 3rd, 8:07 p.m., Sholmes Suite. We've returned, my dear fellows. Welcome back to Britain, and thank you for your timely help. Think nothing of it. I believe you had an even more wedding date than Mikotoba and I, no? You could say that. We were on the brink of defeat in court earlier. So this prosecutor also gave you on the roads, did he? And he's your best friend, you say? Well, he's not really the man I knew in Japan anymore. Cosmo's changed. Oh, no. I mean, it's incredible to think that he'd even entertain the idea of acting as the Reaper's assassin. Well, nevertheless, you must introduce me. After all, I've only ever met the young man as a corpse. When all this started, almost a year ago. Yeah. Some still hasn't told us the truth about what really happened back then. About the motivation for what he himself described as a great detective's lie. Now then, I must say, it's really quite a journey all the way to France. Well, it isn't out of country, Mr. Salt, so what news of Judge Goku? We took him to Scotland Yard. Investigating detectives, they have a lot of questions for the man. Poor Professor Mikotoba. This must be quite a shock for him. Yes, I picked this up at the telegraph office on our way home. What is it? Surely you haven't forgotten already. I put it upon you for this matter only yesterday. You put upon me, Sholmes? I had to fill out your telegram to Japan and foot the bill as well.
Oh, you had a reply already?
What was so urgent, though, Sholmes? Such matters can wait until later. I'm far too hungry for an involved conversation at present.
Well, that's good news, because supper's ready, everyone.
Ah, and what a feast it is. If I were none the wiser, I think the trial were won already. Roast beef, kippers, stew, steak, kidney pie, Yorkshire pudding.
Tomorrow could be a very long day, so eat up.
In that case, I think I'll seat myself just here. This place appears to be the only one set, with a helping of pheasant as well.
Sorry, Harry, not there.
I have a note. Are we in set places this evening?
Yes, and that place is for Susie's daddy.
For me?
That's right, I made it especially for you, Professor Mickey.
I see. Well, that's terribly kind of you.
were half-sisters, I mean?
Huh?
Iris, do you mean... Yeah, sorry, no. I overheard yesterday. Basically, you listening to the conversation you had after I tricked you all into thinking I'd left.
What?! The misunderstanding arose because of that autopsy report from 10 years ago. But actually, it turned out that neither Dr. Wilson nor Professor Mikotoba are Iris' father. Yes, about that, I say. You know,
I know. You can't tell me at the moment. Iris. The pheasant by way of apology. I'm sorry for eavesdropping.
Oh, no, that's quite alright. Then why don't I get any apologetic pheasant? So, just who is Iris' father? Well, that's not something we'll be finding out today. So then, let us dine while our largely pheasant-less plates are still piping hot. Fine ideas, Holmes. It looks absolutely delicious.
Eat as much as you like. There are only seconds.
I want thirds and fourths. This could be our last chance to ask questions before tomorrow's trial. About the telegram from Japan. About the consulate. I can't let this opportunity slip away. Sholmes? What are you doing? Surely it's abundantly clear that I wasn't burning over Mikotoba's refusal to share his vessel with me. Nevertheless, I felt the need to withdraw from the social circle for a while and look on with hungry eyes.
I'm sorry, Harley, but I cooked that pheasant especially for Susie's daddy.
Even though I played the role of father to you for far longer. Sholmes? Can I discuss some things with you? Certainly, my dear fellow, I find myself quite in the mood for a splendid conversation. No doubt. You're hungry to learn more of my deep love of game. I can probably contain my curiosity on that one. You didn't look at me in that fashion. In what fashion? It seems that before we discuss the pheasant, we have some rather unpleasant matters to discuss. So about the telegram. So what was in the telegram you received back from Japan then? Ah, this. I think my lucky stars arrived in time. Record found as indicated duplicate follows. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. What? Those four names? We've come across that exact same list before. They came up in that unforgettable case last spring. appeared to be a simple case of aggravated murder turned out to be masking monumental intrigue. The plot involved a sale of British governmental secrets to foreign states. In exposing the means by which those secrets were being leaked, we deciphered a fragment of a message. K. Asogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson. But we didn't find the names out until the case was over, and we never did get to the bottom of what they meant. All we knew was that the information had been sent by somebody in the British government to somebody in Japan. So, why are the names coming up again now?
Yes. Where did you send your telegram to discover them, Holmes?
I have here the message I had wired yesterday. Allow me to read it to you. Enter Judge Kunio-kun's office. Undetected, investigate telegram records. Expect to find communication from Britain dated 1 year ago. List of 4 names. Need by tomorrow. Naruhodo. Hold on. I sent it to a detective I know who specializes in clandestine missions in Asia.
You asked Inspector Honosaga? You asked Inspector Hosonaga to undertake such an onerous task for you?
And in my name? I wonder what guys he opted for this time. My dear fellows, it was a matter of great urgency, you understand. Anyway, the list of names was found in Seishio's office. So you mean that mysterious collection of names that was sent from Britain to Japan was...
It was sent to Judge Jigoku. He was the intended recipient.
I don't believe it.
But that doesn't answer the question of what the list of names actually
Signifies. I can read, I swear.
But that doesn't answer the question of what the list of names actually signifies.
I did formulate a hypothesis about that. But without a shred of evidence, I couldn't possibly have shared it. Sholmes. That's deadly serious for once. So we get the telegram from Japan. That tragedy we had to go through on the SS Buria was all for nothing? Kazuma wasn't dead at all? We were completely taken in by the lie you told us. You're a great detective lie. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. Excuse me. I took no pleasure in deceiving you. However, at the time, all that concerned me was preventing the young man's study tour from taking place, whatever the cost. What? I capitalized on the events that transpired to see that he was sent back to Japan.
Yes, remain to me.
Precisely, Mr. Sato. And then I made sure that somebody else was sent to Britain in his stead.
You mean...
The arrangement between our two countries is already in place. One university student lawyer and one judicial assistant to be accommodated on a study tour. In other words, by arranging for someone else to fill in the place originally intended for Mr. Asogi, I would successfully prevent the man from arriving on our shores for several years at last. Wait, do you mean to say that... It was all in an aid of stopping Cosma coming to Britain? That's why he... Think back? Not a little. Was there not somebody who casually urged you to continue on the voyage to England? The terms of the study tour were negotiated by the Department of Justice in both Great Britain and Japan. In light of Mr. Asaki's unfortunate death, I am afraid the study tour can no longer go ahead. My dear fellows, the majority of problems have an extremely simple solution, you know. All you require is one lawyer, and the study tour can continue shortly.
But there's no one else with the necessary qualifications, Mr. Sholmes. We know of no other lawyer.
The voyage to London still promises a good month of time. Ample opportunity, I would say, to find yourselves another suitable lawyer. Well, he was that lawyer. So, you manipulated me! I've often remarked on the extraordinary lengths to which friendship will drive men. I was quite sure that you would rise to the challenge for your late friend. I don't believe it!
But if it was all contrived,
It's all contrived. You take my medicine. It's Johnny Maker.
I mean, what happened was treated by the authorities as murder. A woman was mistakenly arrested as the perpetrator. What do you suppose became of her?
Naturally, I didn't allow the misapprehension to have any serious repercussions. I subsequently explained everything and assisted the unfortunate soul in finding the foreign refuge she sought. I seem to remember Mr. Sato and I had some rather strong words for her. Well, she was certainly not devoid of all guilt. She deserved every word, I'm sure. I wonder if she made it to America.
I'm afraid I simply cannot comprehend it. Why would you go to such lengths, Mr. Sholmes? Why were you so determined to stop Cosima from reaching Britain?
The truth is, 12 months ago, there was already a very tangible element of the impending tragedy, you see. An element that, at this very moment in time, is close at hand. An omen of all these tragic events that already existed a year ago is close to hand. We need to find out exactly what Sholmes knows. The only thing we need to present. This. There was no room for doubt with your instructions in this telegram, Sholmes. You were very clear that it was Judge Jigoku's office that should be searched, so you obviously knew that's where the list of names would be found.
Kyosogi, A. Shin, T. Gregson, J. Wilson.
But we only learned of those 4 names just over 6 months ago now. And only because they appeared as part of the top secret government communications that were leaked. That's true, yes. But at the time, you were unaware of the background. You see, those 4 names were wired to Japan. Around 6 months before that. Approximately this time last year, in fact, when you were both still in Japan. Huh? It really would be hypocrisy on my part to reprove others for intercepting state secrets. Because after all, I'm perpetually eavesdropping on communication between the British and Japanese governments. You're perpetually doing what? How? Never mind the details, but you should know. No secret safe on Harlock Sholmes when he has designs and knowing it.
Oh my, Mr. Sholmes, what a fabulous line.
Now, 1 month after that list of 4 names was wired to the recipient, Jigoku, in Japan. Dr. John H. Wilson was murdered. As soon as I learned of the incident, a hypothesis rapidly took shape in my mind. As it turned out, I was partly correct, and partly mistaken. Nevertheless, 'twas the beginning of all the tragic events that would follow.
Mr. Sholmes, please, tell us all you know. Tell us about these 4 names and the tragedy to which they're all somehow connected.
The 4 names. As I said, when I learned of Dr. Wilson's murder in Japan, my mind immediately turned to those 4 names, because you see, there was someone else on the list who I believed to be recently deceased. What? Who? A Shin, as was transcribed in Japanese script. In actual fact, Miss Asashi. That was a familiar name to me. She was a professional killer, known among London's unsavory classes. Oh, I see. Naruhodo. But she had completely vanished from existing several months before Wilson's murder. She came to large conclusion that she had herself been killed. Accordingly, I became fearful for the lives of the 2 remaining persons on the list.
Kyosogi and T. Gregson.
Owing to our proximity, I decided to take measures to protect Gregson myself. But I determined it would be safest if young Masoge were to stay away from Britain. So that's why you went to such lengths to protect his study tour from going ahead. Exactly.
So, you already knew who Cosmo was, Mr. Sholmes?
Oh yes, Sholmes and I have exchanged correspondence for years. I recounted many tales about Osagie in my letters to him, and the news of Dr. Wilson's, of course. We forgot she's still here.
So Dr. Wilson's dead then? I don't know.
Oh! Iris!
I know he wasn't my daddy, but still. That's very sad. I'm so sorry, Iris. We knew the significance of the name, obviously, but we just couldn't bring ourselves to tell you. No.
But what you just told us, Sholmes, doesn't completely tie in with the facts. There's one big hole in your hypothesis.
A big hole in that old hole?
Yes. You mean about Asashin? I mean...
Of course.
Exactly. She wasn't killed, was she? She was in Japan posing as a visiting student under the assumed name of Josiah Britt. I'm glad you're keeping up, my dear fellow. But I only became aware of that fact 2 days ago, in the foyer of the Great Waterloo Hotel. And upon hearing that startling revelation, the hypothesis that I formed surrounding those 4 names was completely turned topsy. What? Topsy? Topsy hypothesis. What do you mean when you say your hypothesis was turned topsy, Sholmes? I have believed all 4 names on the list to be the names of victims. Oh, I was mistaken. Very much so. Assassin was a killer. So this telegram is a list about victims and killers, isn't it? Indeed. And it would seem that Miss Shin was dispatched from Britain with the sole intention of dispatching the list. Her visiting student status was merely a front.
Which would, of course, explain why no motive could be determined for her actions.
So the real reason Dr. Wilson was killed by Assassin is because he was the target of an assassination. And informed of that knowledge, fresh consideration of his telegram puts this in a very different perspective. What do you mean? Well, does it not strike you? There's another on the floor, who subsequently became a visiting student. Wait, you mean... But of course, a name you know only too well. You mean... Kazuma?! He did say in court earlier today. Yes. On October 31st, I accompanied Inspector Gregson to Dunkirk in order to carry out the mission. And the mission was the assassination of the monk. Oh, Mr. Sergei accepted that mission a year ago now. In conclusion, this documents a contract of sorts. An international agreement, one might say, detailing an extortion exchange. Assassin exchange? How could Cosmo possibly have got involved in something like that? Let's assume that we have 2 parties, each wishing to dispose of a distinct individual. Those 2 parties then make a contract to swap their respective assassination targets. That would then be an assassin exchange.
So to begin with, the British assassins smash as a visiting student to Japan. She kills her target. And then the Japanese assassin is dispatched as a visiting student to Britain in order to eliminate his target. It certainly does sound like an exchange. What? What on earth's the point?
Don't forget, Naruto, that the British assassin at least escaped conviction. Thanks to diplomatic immunity afforded by consular jurisdiction. Oh yeah. Such jurisdiction should be null and void under terms of the new treaty between our two countries. So the fact that it was brought into play suggests intervention at the very highest levels.
Highest levels.
These murders were two sides of the same coin linked by not a common motive, but by contractual agreement. As such, they appeared utterly unrelated, yet in truth the assassins were complicit in one singular, devilish scheme. That disassociation and the safeguard of diplomatic immunity were, I believe, the motivation behind this plot. But wait a minute, Sholmes. If this telegram really is describing the exchange of assassins, as you're suggesting, it would mean that the Japanese killer's target was never Seichu Guanyu Jigoku at all. It would mean that Asogi's target was actually Inspector Gregson. What? Cosmos was here for Gregson? So Judge Jigoku wasn't actually the mark.
Yes, that's exactly what it would mean.
I hold myself personally responsible for failing to keep the inspector safe.
Mr. Sholmes.
I told him of my fears and implored him to seek a transfer to an overseas position. Obviously, with the young pickpocket intel. Yes, Gina. Come to think of it, Inspector Gregson did mention that to us at the Great Exhibition. That he'd be transferring to the Paris police and taking Gina with him. But without informing me, he engaged in the last assignment, seems. And sadly, turned out to be his very last. This is too much to take in.
Alright everyone, that's quite enough of all that serious talk for Monday. And then Harley, look at the time!
Ah, quite right, Itis. We must complete our preparations for tomorrow. What preparations? Well, I think I shall make my way back to the hotel room. It has certainly been a night to remember. All the food not been eaten.
It is a little bit sad though. I like the idea of you being my daddy. Because then Susie would have been my big sister.
I'm sorry, Ice.
I know, I was thinking quite the same thing. Were you? But someone like me would be worthy. I would be delighted to become your sister. What? Really? Oh yes, without question. So, you'll teach me all the ways you know to drive Runo to the floor?
No!
Yes, of course. It would be my pleasure.
No! You didn't have to agree quite so readily. It's right there.
Oh, but wait a minute. Is Susie going to be my big sister? You can be my big brother if you want, Runo.
Huh? I mean, yes, of course. If you'll have me, I'll gladly be your brother.
Well done, Iris. We must always be mindful of appearance. I've raised you so well.
Because being sensitive is your strong suit, naturally.
Right, I'm going to work extra hard for tomorrow now, because it's for my big brother and sister.
Let's talk about preparing for tomorrow. Preparing what?
You'll just have to wait and see.
Oh. Good luck in court tomorrow. I'm expecting a stunning performance. I'll do my very best, of course. Hopefully, the notes are all there this time around. So the overnight break in the trial's proceedings became a crucial turning point, exposing new truths while posing new conundrums. They listed 4 names on the telegram from Judge Yoko's office, and the extraordinary assassination plot in which my best friend had somehow become involved. I felt as though I had been plunged into an even greater darkness all of a sudden. At the same time, I felt sure I would see the light again soon. Because I was lucky enough to have the most wonderful family in the world standing steadfastly behind me. Uncle Sholmes. Oh God, that's worse. It's Uncle Sholmes. What? Okay, so believe it or not, that was investigation. So I'm actually going to stop right here, believe it or not, and in the next part, we start up the trial for the second part. So stay tuned, more of Daigakuten Saiban 2, The Resolve, right after this.